a hole, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. So the boot stays in Baton Rouge. The Tigers come from behind and win it. The clock strikes 0, and the Hawks have lost 8 in a row.
I mean, it's frustrating. We went through summer, or we went through spring, went through summer, fall camp, and now, we're at a point where we only have 2 wins, and week after week is 2 3-point losses. So, it's super frustrating.
We got to find a way to win. We've had, like you said, different ways that we've lost games. These guys are not going to quit, though. They'll keep fighting.
Live from the Busch Light Studios with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
And produced by Colton Little.
This is The Morning Rush.
Well, unfortunately, the band is still playing neck in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, after Arkansas falls to the Tigers once again in another heartbreaking fashion. Didn't realize heading into that game, Tommy, 4 of the last 5 games have been decided by a field goal. This game decided by 1 point as the Razorbacks fall 23-22 in Tiger Stadium. That's only the 17th time in SEC play that they played a game before 12 o'clock. Isn't that wild? And I know that television hasn't been around for decades upon decades, but pretty crazy. Rare is it that they play those type of games early in the morning, like we saw start at 11:45. Didn't matter. They take it, and now you've got your losing total, unfortunately, to 8 straight.
All right, what are your hot takes here on this Monday? Hot Take Monday brought to you by Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. They have 25 locations around our state to take care of all your financing needs, whether you're looking to spruce up your existing home or maybe refinance the one you're in. Farm Credit has the options that will work for you and your family. Go to myaglender.com. That's myaglender.com for Farm Credit of Western Arkansas.
Lewis Automotive Group Hotline open for you, 877-377-6963. No guests, just myself, Tommy Kraft, Colton Little. Like most Morning Rush shows, just want to get your reaction following not just an Arkansas football loss, a basketball win by 4 that maybe was a little closer than you wanted it to be. We'll share some thoughts from John Calipari and the team as well. You heard some thoughts from Bobby Petrino. Man, he was hot. He was hot at that halftime.
Yeah, he was.
Whether it was half on the radio.
Thoughts on the first half?
We're playing hard. We're competing hard. We got to be able to have a chance.
All right, short and sweet.
Short and sweet. Also popped off on the television interview as well. We'll start there. That wasn't the reason why you lost. It played into it, but is that not a PI? Help me on that.
Going back to the one they didn't call there at the end of the first half.
Is that not? And I watched it, and I'm sitting in that end zone where it happened. By the way,
You weren't in the press box?
Look past that.
All right.
I'm in the end zone, right where it happens, and I just kind of looked around. I was looking at the ref. I was like, okay, this might be a late flag, and he didn't toss it, and I didn't see one from another. And so, of course, I'm watching Petrino go off on the officials there, and I didn't understand why they don't call it. Omega looked like he couldn't even break into his route.
Tell me what you saw. Describe for us what you saw.
I saw again, I don't want to make this a ref show for the next 2 hours, but that was, again, why Petrino was angry at half because of that play. I saw an LSU guy. You're allowed to obviously grab and push and fight within 5 yards, but I felt like he was doing that in the end zone as well. Tailing through it, it looked like he was trying to go on an inside route. I don't know if he just missed on the back shoulder or if Omega ran the wrong route.
Was the defender playing the ball? Had the defender turned his head?
Yes, but Omega couldn't get out of his break. So from the jump,
I'm just asking. In football, when the ball goes in the air, who has the right to it first?
I think they both have a right to it.
Exactly. And if he turned his head and he's playing the ball and he didn't commit early contact without playing the ball, because what will get a defender in trouble faster than anything? Early contact, not playing the ball. But when the defender's playing the ball, that defender has a right to the football just as much as the offensive player. I wish someone would teach our defenders that sometimes.
Turn their heads.
Turn your head, play the ball. You have a right to it just like the offensive player does.
So not a PI.
I think it's a bang-bang play I think bang-bang plays you leave alone.
If Arkansas is in that situation, do they call it? on the Razorbacks?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Matt's
'Cause I do.
sorry, Ty. Matt's interpretation of that play specifically was that it was a miscommunication between Omega Blake and
And
Taylor
that-
Green
and that's
because
kinda what I
Omega
thought,
Blake
too.
thought that the coverage was,
Yep.
so was going to be so different and not to his side that he kind of stopped running his route a little bit.
Getting some text already. Seth and Rogers sent us a gif of Don Knotts angry from why am I blanking on the Andy Griffin show? Steven wants to burn the entire program to the ground, fire everyone. And I think, again, I don't know if that same idea is building up with high-ranking level boosters and people that are going to ultimately make the decision. But at least from a fan perspective, I think the Bobby Petrino support is dwindling game by game. Is that a fair assessment based on
I'm
these
not
losses?
sure how much there's been. Again, I think I've been painted as I'm Bobby first and foremost on the list. I've just been. I don't want to do worse than Bobby, and I think I've tried to be clear about that. We've already got a few texts wanting to know if I'm still standing strong for Bobby on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline.
HR guys.
It's never been that, hey, I thought Bobby was your number one candidate, hire him. Just don't do worse than Bobby Petrino. I still hold strong to that. Because if you think that he's the worst coach you can hire, I don't know that we can be friends.
What is the backup count that you've lost to now this year? You lost to Trinidad Chambliss, Ole Miss. You lost to the kid that came in at the end at Memphis. Technically, C.J. Carr's backup came against Notre Dame, and I'm not counting that one. I guess Aguilar's backup came in for a play or two in Knoxville. I'm not going to count that. Auburn lost that. You lost to Ashton Daniels. You played Blake Shapen, their starter in state, and then you lost to Michael Van Buren this weekend. So
how much of
four.
this, I mean, at the end of the day,
4 backups.
and I know he's the interim head coach now, but let's just be honest. This whole program, this team, let's not go program. This team was doomed before the season ever started. This defense is miserably bad. How many of these games have you lost because the defense just couldn't get the job done?
They only gave
now,
up 2 touchdowns.
It's 23-22, and maybe this one's not, and that's the point I'm getting to. Maybe this one doesn't fall in the bucket. But time and time again, the idea of winning 8 games this year was doomed before the train left the station because we had no understanding. We were all misled before the season ever began about what you really had on defense.
The conversation.
And maybe this weekend you give up 22. That should be enough. Or you give up 23. You should score more than 22. This game maybe doesn't fit in that bucket. But before the train left the station on this season, the defense was never enough to make you competitive in this league.
I'm not
bigger, stronger, faster.
Yeah. I'm not pinning this loss on the defense at all. Did they make mistakes? Did Miguel Mitchell and Julian Neal, should they have come down with interceptions in this game? Yes. Should they have not allowed Michael Van Buren to run like 40 yards on 2nd 16? Yes. Should they not allowed Cade Durham to run for like 20-something yards on a touchdown on 3rd and 5? Yes, there were instances and sequences in that game that the defense didn't get off the field.
Your offense only scored 2 touchdowns.
Again, that this is not on the Arkansas defense. I will go at the Arkansas defense when they deserve criticism. And again, they didn't win you the game, but they didn't lose you the game either in Baton Rouge at all. Again, you just pointed they gave up the LSU offense only scored 2 touchdowns, and the Arkansas offense put the defense again in some terrible situations. All right, texter flying in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. One more time, our number 877-377-6963. Brendan has phoned in this morning. Brendan, go ahead.
Hey, gentlemen, how we doing?
Good, man.
Hey, hold on a second.
Yeah, get that radio down.
All right, we good now?
We're good. Get to it, Brennan.
Thank you, Brennan.
Wonderful take.
And you brought up something before the show. How many times he hadn't blocked and recovered and taken one back to the house, field or punt since 2009, 16 years. You do that in the first quarter, and how many times do you lose a football game
Hey, Colton,
in college or NFL?
Colton, ask Chat that on the side there. What are the odds?
Got to be 90%.
Ask Chat that. What's the percentage of you winning a game if you block a punt and return it for a touchdown.
Would you guesstimate 80%?
I'd guesstimate north of 80.
Surely.
Or somewhere around there. 78%. When you block a kick and return it for a score, I bet you win an overwhelming percentage of those type of games.
Text out of the 870, get rid of football and focus on water polo. Brennan apparently had Bluetooth issues. That's why he had that. Yeah. Brian points out again, he even got the special teams touchdown, and Bobby's offense still wet the bed. Turnovers, I mean, you heard it from Mike Washington there. Turnovers plagued this team once again. I know he was frustrated after the game.
I mean, it's frustrating. We went through spring, went through summer, fall camp, and now, we're at a point where we only have 2 wins, and week after week is 2 3-point losses. So, I mean, it's super frustrating. But, we still, as a man, we have pride, so, it's no quitting in us. There's no quitting in us at all.
And we'll get to kind of what Petrino said about the Texas game, because I do think that's important how he laid it out, what it means to you as a fan, and hopefully this team takes in that same light. But the turnover on downs, Taylor's interception, which, by the way, Harold Perkins looked like he did 3 years ago when he destroyed you in 2022, had the INT, had a sack or two, was making plays in the backfield, didn't have a great second half. And then also Mike's fumble, which how many times have they run that inside toss all season? I was trying to think. Like, that's an old LSU Les Miles play. That was one of his favorite plays back in the day. I was racking my brain. I can't remember them running that this season. It's like a gimmicky, gadgety play. You say this after the fact, it failed, it didn't work. I just don't know why you run that in that situation. Josh is in Springdale this morning. Josh, go ahead.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you today?
Good, man.
Hey, so 2 things. First, we were at the game Friday night against Sanford, and, everybody says it was closer than it should have been. I agree, and my son agrees, and we had a good time, but it almost felt like they were just almost cut it, keeping it close almost intentionally. But it was a good time regardless, and I think the Hogs will be just fine on the basketball side. But on football, I've never called and just talked with you guys and got your opinion on this, but I have yet to hear anyone stand behind a certain coach that blows my mind why he wouldn't be on the short list for the Hogs when he was previously the National Coach of the Year and continuously takes 2- and 3-star recruits and turns them into NFL talent. And I'm just curious what your thoughts are, but I don't understand why Mike Gundy is not on the short list for the Hogs right now. And that's just me sitting as the outside and not having a lot of money. But everything I look at, 19 winning seasons is pretty incredible.
So I don't know what list he's going to be on, Josh, for the available coaching jobs out there. That name has not gotten as much push as I thought it was. Kind of like you, I felt like that was a name maybe in 2019 that you push a little more than when Chad got hired in 2017. Why do you think that is?
Well, I do know that he was offered a job at Tennessee. I think it was in 2017, and he turned it down to take less money to stay in Stillwater. I think integrity to me means a lot, and everything that I've read, everything he does, it seems like it was the right move. And I know he's made the comments about how he complained about the NIL and had a hard year, but he won the Fiesta Bowl 2 years ago. To me, he should be on the short list. And what I'm looking at, it says he's on the short list for Arkansas State and for Alabama, UAB, but not Arkansas. And it just blows my mind. I think he could turn these kids around.
Butch Jones get fired this weekend? Did I miss that?
Yeah, I mean, you said Arkansas State?
Yeah, I heard he was on the list. They said potential landing spots. Sports Illustrated did an article saying potential landing spots for Mike Gundy, and the only 2 were Alabama, Birmingham, and Arkansas State. And I thought, well, if the Arkansas State coach leaves, and I thought that just blows my mind that he's not on the Hogs short list, because I look for somebody that's a player's coach, and everything I've seen of him in the past. Now, I don't know him personally, and I'm not an O State alum, but I don't see why he wouldn't be on the short list.
Well, Josh, appreciate the call. That's a list that Sports Illustrated, whatever writer, conjured up and came up with. That doesn't mean he's not on Arkansas's list. That doesn't mean he is on Arkansas's list. So that is a name that I'm surprised hasn't got as much push kind of like you're saying.
58 years old. I don't know that I've got Josh, I don't know that I have a great answer for you why his name hasn't been given more, more love and more push at this point. He understands the region. And I think maybe it's the lack of Big 12 ties. Pardon me, of SEC ties having such a long time in the Big 12. But I don't know that there's a great answer as to why Gundy isn't getting more play elsewhere either.
Maybe it's the last 2 seasons. I know they beat Arkansas 2 years or a year ago, but they ended that season dreadfully. And then this year, he gets fired midseason, so maybe it's a combination of that.
Hot Take Monday brought to you by The Fence Man. 782-3936 is the number. 479-782-3936. Custom fencing of all kinds. Vinyl, wood, now aluminum available as well. And if you just need a simple chain link fence, they do every kind of fencing you can imagine for commercial, industrial, and residential. 782-3936. Financing available as well. Or go to thefencemanAR.com for details of their work and more information.
Brennan's in Fort Smith here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. A reminder, state sales tax paid up to 1,500 cars, trucks, SUVs. Brennan, go ahead.
Hey, fellas, how we doing? Sorry about that Bluetooth. Get you every time. To piggyback off what Tommy was talking about earlier on the defense, about how, before the plane even left the airport there, we were terrible when it comes to defense. But if you look back at the past, I guess since Brett Bielema's last year when we had Dietrich Wise and Philon and all them, I don't know that you're ever going to be good on defense until you get more than one SEC caliber defensive lineman on your team. Of course, we have your Landon Jacksons and your Quincy Rhodes is playing pretty good this year, but when there's only one guy on that side of the ball that the offense has to worry about and they can just take him out and not have to worry about anything else, I don't know that you're going to have much success on the defensive side of the ball. But the reason I'm calling is I think in the past 6 years we've had 31 possession games, and I think, we've probably only won a handful of those. With that being said, with a new coach, and obviously you're going to have all new players, how does that change? Obviously as fans, we feel it, but obviously with a new coach and all new players, they shouldn't feel that. But it's like a fear of mine is like, are we the problem, or how does that get fixed? How do you fix that in practice in the off season on one possession games? Anyways, I'll get off here, and I appreciate you guys, and go Cowboys tonight.
Brennan, I would never blame the fans in that situation. You briefly mentioned it's over the period of several coaches between John L. Smith, Brett Bielema, Chad Morris, some interims here and there, Bobby Petrino, Sam Pittman. It's a combination of a bunch of them. It's hard to explain because it seems like each and every week this team finds a new way to lose. Again, you score. Colton, I think, is going to do some research on this punt return thing, but you score in the first quarter on a punt return touchdown. Your team starts up 14-0 on LSU, and you still somehow, some way, just throw the game away, which is so aggravating for every fan listening. You covered, I guess. You take some solace in you covered this weekend. That's all about the only thing.
I guess if you had money on the game, that would matter to you. Yeah. So it's frustrating that you're this close and you're a handful of plays away from, like Brennan was talking there. But in the end, they're L's, Now, I've said a few times, in fact, we were having a staff meeting earlier this morning. I still say there's a varying degree of losses, just like in business. I talk about this, if your checking account's overdrawn $1,000, it's a whole lot different than $100. If your P&L shows, hey, the quarterly loss is $50,000, that's a whole lot different than $5,000. They're both still losses. I understand it's football and it's a bottom line business, and you got to win to stay. Can't win, you can't stay, and that's where you're at. Bobby hasn't won. I don't think Bobby's going to get to stay. I think Bobby knows it already. I think it's a clear message inside that building from what I'm hearing. Everybody in the building knows that Bobby's not going to be the next guy. I think Bobby knows he's not going to be the next guy. And without winning some games, you can't stay. You got to win to stay. And he hadn't won, so he's probably not going to get to stay.
Do they win any of these last two games? I think you and I
wonder,
disagree.
what's the point where they let go of the rope? Say to hell with it.
And that was a question.
Are we at that point?
That was a question. We'll get to our opening drive in the second hour, some college football stuff. But you think about how this team, and I know Mike got asked about it, Caleb Wooten got asked about it, Bobby got asked about it.
These guys are not going to quit, though. They'll keep fighting.
I know that's typical coach speak and what you say. And I know Texas, what's Texas playing for with 3 losses? Yes, there's an outside chance they could still sneak into the playoff. They've got you and A&M in the final game of the season. But that's small. It's a small sliver, small percentage.
Real quick, fella. I'm sorry, Tommy. Real quick, fellas. 80% chance to win a football game when you block a punt.
Did you look that up before?
I seriously didn't. I was total guess. But
spot on.
I knew it had to be high. A high number. So, any guess here? Looking at Bet Saracen right now. Any guess on the initial line of the game?
I have not. I promise I haven't looked at this. I'm going to say Texas by 9.
Okay.
11.5.
Y'all are both. I mean, you're all around it. You got it surrounded. Texas favored by 10.5 on the Bet Saracen app right now. Texas minus 400 on the money line. You can put a hundo down on the Razorbacks and get $325 back,
and lose $100.
Well, or if you feel convicted, you could do that.
Oh man!
And so all that there, along with the Dallas Cowboys tonight, taking on them Las Vegas Raiders. Right now, Dallas giving up 3.5, so it's all there. Bet Saracen, the place to go. If you haven't taken along the Hit That Line Now app on your road trip, your holiday road trips that are coming up, download it now in the Apple or Google Play Store. The Hit That Line Now app is powered by Taco Bell. You're craving something cheesy, saucy, or crunchy, Taco Bell has you covered. Be one of the thousands, the hundreds of thousands of listeners every month with us here on the Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell.
We're going to hear more from Bobby Petrino coming up in your Hog Update and from you at 877-377-6963. We'll talk some basketball as well as we keep it rolling here on a Hot Take Monday edition of the Morning Rush on ESPN Arkansas.
It's like going to bed married to Beyonce and waking up with Whoopi Goldberg laying next to you, brother. How do we accept it?
This is the Morning Rush.
Hog fans, this is Robert.
And this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth, and we want to introduce the newest member to the Mann family, Raleigh.
Hello, 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 and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Raleigh, you're not really new to the family or the Stadium Shop.
Yeah, I've been around a few years, and I can say it's awesome to be a part of the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store in Arkansas.
You mean the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
And thank goodness we are the largest because we've been receiving so much new stuff lately, like the new Nike jerseys and sideline apparel, as well as your favorite brands like Champion, Tommy Bahama, and Cutter and Buck, and just way too much stuff to mention here.
Hey, Raleigh, what state's famous for their small drinks?
Raleigh don't.
Matt, I gotta try. What state is famous for the smallest drinks?
Minnesota.
See, I told you.
Yeah, his dad jokes are so legendary.
Anyway, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next time you're in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or shop the Googleator Facegram interweb page.
Dad, it's called a website, and it's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Need a new fence but not ready to pay all at once? The Fence Man, serving Fort Smith for over 40 years, offers 18-month financing so you can secure your home or office now and pay over time. Free quotes, custom designs, and the expertise to accomplish what most can't. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
This is the Morning Rush.
Touchdown, Arkansas!
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. All this month, take advantage of huge discounts on our road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles, inspected, reconditioned, and backed by a comprehensive warranty. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
At Hardee's, every Tuesday is now Tender Bender Tuesday. Right now, download the Hardee's app and join My Rewards. Buy 3 hand-breaded chicken tenders, get 3 free. It's Tender Bender BOGO every Tuesday now through June 2026. This Tuesday, get 3 tenders, free. Next Tuesday, get them free. The Tuesday after that, you guessed it, free. Buy 3 tenders, get 3 free. Another great benefit for My Rewards members, only at Hardee's. Registration and app required. Available for limited time at participating restaurants. See app for terms.
Archery season is here, and Infinity Sports and Outdoors has all your archery needs and more. Infinity Sports has top compound bows and crossbows, all tuned and ready to shoot. Expert bow technicians with years of experience are on site and ready to get you dialed in to hunt. Need gear? Infinity has tree stands, saddles, plus blinds from Banks Outdoors. Find all your hunting needs now at Infinity Sports and Outdoors, 3700 Highway 71 North in Alma. Infinity Sports and Outdoors.
Contractors, you know the right equipment makes all the difference. That's why you choose LG HVAC systems. Innovative, efficient, and built to perform. And at J&B Supply, we're more than just a supplier. Since 1968, our family-owned business has provided HVAC and plumbing pros with the products, expert service, and hands-on training to get the job done right. Check out the buzz around LG's new game-changing equipment today. For over 50 years, HVAC and plumbing pros have trusted J&B Supply in Fort Smith, Springdale, and Bentonville. J&B Supply, where the professionals go.
The Mega Millions jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you won?
The first thing I'd do if I became a millionaire is, call my mom.
I would buy my mother a Maserati.
I definitely would buy a jet.
Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Mega Millions jackpot of more than $500 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Basketballs bounce, cheerleaders cheer, and fans are flocking to the paint store in Van Buren. The paint store in Van Buren is known for their color matching. The paint store in Van Buren is known for their help with color selection. The paint store in Van Buren shares their expert advice from 35 years of experience. If you haven't been to the paint store in Van Buren, you are missing out. How about you give them a shout next time you need some real-life help you can't get on YouTube?
Hi, this is Lindsay White, and I'm proud to share that White Office Machines has now officially become part of the Datamax family. You'll continue to see the same local support teams you know and trust, plus industry-leading Kyocera copiers with statewide service and expanded IT, phone, and document solutions. Together, we're stronger, and together we're ready to create a raving fan out of your business. I know my dad and our staff are excited about this new chapter, as it takes our capabilities to a whole new level. For you, learn more at datamaxarkansas.com.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those.
7 down.
This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
Everybody, woo big Suey. This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Yeah, the first one we did a play that normally Braylon Russell carries it in the end zone, and Braylon wasn't with us today, and unfortunately he just slipped and fell. He did a good job running it in practice, and he's going to be a great player for us, but he just slipped and didn't get it in. And then we ran an off tackle play that didn't get to off tackle. Mike cut it back instead of getting to the track that we needed to be, and then we felt like we could get it in. We hadn't been stopped all year on the sneak, so we felt like we could get it in on that.
That series hurt. You march down the field. You're in a red zone, which Arkansas statistically has been one of the best, not just red scoring teams, but red scoring touchdown teams all season long. I think a lot of times you've been even inside the 10, you punched it in. And LSU, 4 downs, they stuff you. Don't think they scored on that following drive, but ultimately, that's one of those key moments in the game. You look back and say, man, that cost you the game on Saturday.
Opportunities. This team can't miss many opportunities. They've been a great red zone team. So, I just hope your luck hadn't ran out the rest of the way on those type of situations. But LSU's got some big bodies inside, and even though they've struggled and their season's not turning out the way they wanted, it's still a team with a really good defense.
Play the Texas Longhorns this Saturday at 2:30 on ABC. We'll begin with pregame coverage starting at 9 a.m. for Arkansas game day, and then Hog Reaction with Matt Jones after. So hopefully we can be talking about the first win against Texas since 2021.
Another great defense you're going up against. I mean, we were talking earlier about the offense was maybe what let you down. You only allowed 23 points, only scored 2 touchdowns offensively, and then a special team score Saturday. But LSU, for their woes, they're still pretty talented on that defensive side. Texas probably feeling deflated after their loss and likely out of the playoff scenario at this point, or some believe they are. But their defense is still going to be a very big challenge for Arkansas's offense.
So that's football. Basketball team wins this weekend. Trevin Brazil came back.
In the front court, DJ Wagner stalling time, 13 of the timer, 8:27 left. Trevin Brazil gets it in between the rings. Hesitates, now drives up the left side of the lane, spins around, fires it up, nets it.
Wow. It's good to see him back. Didn't start in the game, but ended up with 15 points. Also added 7 rebounds as Arkansas wins 79-75. We heard from Josh in Springdale earlier. It felt like it was a 4-point game throughout. Then Arkansas got a double-digit lead kind of at the end, and then you let Sanford back into it. I don't know if you're necessarily scared you were going to lose, but Cal was disappointed how the team finished after the game.
Good. Were you disappointed? Because I was too. And I think a lot of people that maybe got out of their high school game or maybe didn't pay and then looked at that final number and thought, crap, betting line was 25 going into that game.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's if there's such a thing as a disappointing win, this was one of them.
Yep. Cal after the game.
Look, guys, here's what I tell you. We won the game. We were up whatever and should have stretched it, but they came back. But if you know me well enough, winning is what matters at the end of the day. Now, I got stuff I got to do to get these guys right.
I didn't look it up. I don't know where that ranks in a quad 1 or 2 or probably a 3 type of win, but that's one of those you don't want on your resume as just a loss.
No.
You didn't have it, and
it's not.
You got 2 again. I don't know what the guys are thinking. Thanksgiving's coming up. You've got Winthrop tomorrow night, and then you'll take on Jackson State. I guess this Friday, and then you got
Tuesday and Friday this week.
Duke next Thursday. So there's a couple of these games that really getting ready for this marquee matchup.
Winthrop's a perennial tournament team, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I think this is going to be a challenge. And the Bet Saracen app doesn't have the line out yet. But if you told me the line was going to be, I don't know anything about Winthrop, but if you told me Arkansas was only favored by, say, 8 or 10, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I think this will be a good primer and a tune-up a little over a week out from the Duke game.
All right, that is your Hog Update this morning, brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
All right, Jackie is in Crossit this morning. Jackie, go ahead.
Hey, I'm an old guy, and I'm not one of those that let's win at any cost. I hated it when they hired Petrino back. I didn't think they should. And I say right now, I cannot wait until Petrino is no longer mentioned with Arkansas. I am so sick of seeing that face hid behind that cardboard, cussing out everybody. And that's, to me, that's why we get a lot of bad calls. I believe this, that he is the most disliked coach in college football, and the referees don't like him, and nobody else likes him. Only the people in Arkansas, they think if we can win, no matter what, let's do it. But I wished in my old age, before I leave here, that we can get a coach that we can be proud of, that has some integrity, that we can actually be proud that he's the coach of the Razorbacks. I am not one of those that let's win no matter what. And I'll be glad when Petrino hits the road. And that's all what I got to say.
Yeah. Jackie, I don't think you're alone in that. I don't think you're in the majority of that either. And I wish you could deposit integrity, at the bank, but you can't,
HR guy wants you to stand up and defend Bobby.
I want to know how Jackie sees through that play calling card. He said he's cussing everybody out behind that card. I'd love to know how Jackie reads his lips behind that. I'd like to know. Hey, basketball season is here. Single-game hoops tickets are available for non-conference games. Great seats are available this month, and they start at just $35 for this week's games. Go to ArkansasRazorbacks.com and secure yours for this week's games on Tuesday and Friday. That's ArkansasRazorbacks.com.
I mean, there's a better part of 2 hours on sports radio getting after me because I mispronounced the quarterback's name. And like I told Taylon Green, that was me being genuine. He's a heck of a player. He's a great player, great quarterback. And by no means was I being disrespectful to him.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hog fans, this is Robert.
And this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth, and we want to introduce the newest member to the Mann family, Raleigh.
Hello, 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 and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Raleigh, you're not really new to the family or the Stadium Shop.
Yeah, I've been around a few years, and I can say it's awesome to be a part of the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store in Arkansas.
You mean the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
And thank goodness we are the largest because we've been receiving so much new stuff lately, like the new Nike jerseys and sideline apparel, as well as your favorite brands like Champion, Tommy Bahama, and Cutter and Buck, and just way too much stuff to mention here.
Hey, Raleigh, what state's famous for their small drinks?
Raleigh don't.
Matt, I gotta try. What state is famous for the smallest drinks?
Minnesota.
See, I told you.
Yeah, his dad jokes are so legendary.
Anyway, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next time you're in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or shop the Googleator Facegram interweb page.
Dad, it's called a website, and it's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Need a new fence but not ready to pay all at once? The Fence Man, serving Fort Smith for over 40 years, offers 18-month financing so you can secure your home or office now and pay over time. Free quotes, custom designs, and the expertise to accomplish what most can't. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
Thoughts on the first half?
We're playing hard. We're competing hard. We got to be able to have a chance.
All right, short and sweet.
This is the Morning Rush.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. All this month, take advantage of huge discounts on our road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles, inspected, reconditioned, and backed by a comprehensive warranty. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
Freshen up your golf game at the Golf Nut. We've got the latest apparel and head covers from Pins and Aces, plus new shirts and shorts from Red Vanley. Ghost golf bags are here in Sunday bag, carry, and card 14 styles. Zero torque putters are the hottest thing on the greens. Check out our models from TaylorMade, Lab Golf, and Odyssey. For precision on every shot, we've got rangefinders from Blue Tees and Bushnell. Visit the Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith. Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
The Mega Millions jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you won?
The first thing I'd do if I became a millionaire is, call my mom.
I would buy my mother a Maserati.
I definitely would buy a jet.
Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Mega Millions jackpot of more than $500 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
If the 25th is the silver anniversary and the 50th is gold, what's the 75th? Well, that's the fresh beef, onions, pickles, lettuce, tomatoes, fries, and drink anniversary. Everybody knows that. Get the #1 water meal for $7.50 in honor of our 75th anniversary. A meal like that is the way you're supposed to celebrate a 75th. The Whataburger 75th meal deal. Whataburger, what a deal. For a limited time at participating locations.
Are you a realtor looking for the right team to grow your career? Join the Limbird Real Estate Group, the #1 real estate team in Arkansas. Limbird provides you with everything you need to succeed. Access to a database of over 80,000 leads, full training and support, professional marketing and social media content, all handled for you. Plus health insurance, a stock purchase plan, and revenue share opportunities. If you're ready to grow your business with the best, apply today at limbirdteam.com. That's limbirdteam.com, where realtors go to win.
It's time for the annual 5K Mercy Turkey Run. Join us Thanksgiving morning, Thursday, November 27th, and start your holiday off on the right foot. Every participant receives a medal and t-shirt, and winners take home the pie. Don't forget about the individual and group costume contest. Make sure to register before Wednesday, November 26th at noon to join the fun. Mercy Turkey Run is proudly presented by Cherokee Casino and Hotel and Ware Construction. Bring your family and friends to Do It for the Pie. Register today at mercyhealthfoundation.net/turkey run.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The Carpat Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpatsocial.com.
National reports started to bubble to the surface Saturday morning that Virginia Tech and James Franklin were getting hot and heavy in conversations. Nothing's been formalized there. So if he is no longer the center of the bullseye in the Razorback coaching search, if he indeed was, who should now be at the center of the bullseye for the Razorback coaching search? That's your Morning Rush Daily Question. Brought to you by Cart Path Social.
I think Kane Womack's going to get some more attention, being that he's kind of in that young coordinator mold.
That'll excite him.
Yeah,
You're not going to please everybody with anybody you hire.
Okay, that's my thought. Where do you go? Because there's the what you could potentially get versus what you're going to get. What I've tossed out Dabo. Dabo won, Friday night? I was hoping Louisville would pull that out.
Yeah.
Every time Clemson loses, I think there's a better chance of him leaving, not necessarily just for Fayetteville, but somewhere else. Where do you? I just think what I'm saying is I think he's going to get more attention paid, and there's going to be more of a possibility of him ending up as the Arkansas head coach because of the connections, because of the defensive side.
Colton's right. There is no one right answer. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm just saying Kane Womack's not going to be one that should be the center of the bullseye.
We had people pushing back on Dabo last week.
You're right.
And I remember, so when Cal got hired, there was pushback on Cal because he had won one tournament game the last 4 or 5 years.
People said he lost his touch.
And I kind of wondered, I was like, okay, is he going to change his ways? He's still recruiting 3 or so freshmen a year. I wish it was 2. But he's going to stay within that kind of 3, maybe 4. So I think that same logic is being used with Dabo Swinney.
It got to be a splash hire. That's what we all want, and Franklin would have been the splash hire. Does it have to be a splash hire? Because if you don't hire a guy that's got a household name, so to speak, in the sport, there's going to be detractors. So. Let me ask you this. Would a guy like P.J. Fleck be a splash hire? I don't know that his name's big enough.
No.
Even though he's at a sitting Power 4 school. And I would even say Power 2 school.
And they got housed by who this weekend? They lost 4. Was it Oregon maybe?
On Friday night. It's a Friday night game.
I can't remember who it was. They lost 42-13.
Yeah.
Shane says Brian Hartline. I think Brian Hartline is either waiting on that Ohio State job, Shane, or he's going to end up in the Penn State job. Golish is the name Drew in Berryville points out.
Connections to the area with his wife being from Greenwood.
They lost this weekend,
Talked
didn't
to
they?
his father-in-law
They
this
lost to
weekend.
Navy.
Did you?
Yeah.
They lost to Navy?
He
What does he think?
Well, he told me to set the record straight. He said, I heard someone describe on your station that Golish's father-in-law was a nice guy. He said that's not true.
Oh, okay. That's funny.
I said I won't be misquoted the next time.
That's funny. Classic dad.
Yeah.
Classic father-in-law take.
Yeah.
With the splash hire thing, my question is, does splash really matter? Because you think, was everybody just drooling over the fact that Indiana hired Kurt Cignetti a couple years ago? And I mentioned this before. He's ruined the curve for every new coaching hire that's going to be happening in the next 4 or 5 years, or as long as Indiana is continuing their playoff run. But is splash really all that matter, or is a culture fit more of an important thing? Ty talks about the culture, how he thinks that Eli Drinkwitz is just the fit here at Arkansas. And maybe, you can't swing something like that. But my question is, are you looking for a fired head coach right now, or are you looking at a sitting head coach? Because there's a big difference.
All coaches have been fired at some point in their life.
Recently fired
yeah.
within the last
Yeah.
year, too.
But so Brian Kelly's not a name I hear anyone mentioning, and I think he is just such a jackwagon. It appears that nobody
You think
is
Bobby?
talking about it.
You think
but
Bobby?
would he be a
Petrino
bad
is
hire?
Oh.
Would he be a bad hire?
That's a guy that has a winning pedigree.
He's a winner. He's a tool, but he's a winner. I'd have to listen to him go off for credible questions in a press conference, but he's a winner. I think that it would end, and like you said, every coach get fired. That would end poorly. Paul and Rogers thinks that most fans want the splash hire because of the little man syndrome that we have currently.
Okay.
We want to belong with the big boys.
So-
Jesse in Springdale says it doesn't matter if the Hogs don't make a splash hire, or it doesn't matter because the Hogs don't make a splash hire in football. Brett Bielema was a splash hire.
Absolutely.
What, 3 straight Rose Bowls?
A surprise.
Bobby Petrino was a
Splash hire.
sitting NFL head coach.
And
Surprise, that's the thing. Yeah.
I think the question was asked on one of our shows, not our show, but one of the shows on our station here last week. I can't remember who to credit with this, but when's the last time Arkansas got their guy? Talking about a coaching search. Bielema is probably it.
Yeah, because Lon said that Bielema sent him a letter of how he handled the Petrino situation.
There was, Al Grove's name was out there, and there were a few other ones. I think Tommy Bowden maybe had his name surfaced, but in the end, I mean, you'd have never hired any of those guys if a 3-time Rose Bowl champ was available. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, Arkansas doesn't get their guy. They certainly hadn't got their guy since that search over a decade ago.
Are we at the end of the smoke screens though? Because we've seen about three or four now.
They're going to keep happening. I mean, I think you accurately put last week, Tommy, that typically you kind of find out anywhere from 24 to 48 hours before they actually announce it. Stuff starts trickling out. I think so. We've been at this since September the 28th, since Sam Pittman was let go officially on that Sunday. And you've contemplated and wondered, and you're going to have to do it for the next few weeks. I think 1st of December, that's when, though, I would make a debate that every name you've heard at this point might be a smokescreen. I could be wrong because that's a lot of candidates.
Well, I think the problem is media and the fan base collude. Just you throw a name out. Well, Ty threw out the name of let me pick a high school coach. Ty
Kevin
threw out
Kelly.
He threw out Kevin. I heard Kevin Kelly was a candidate. I heard Ty talking about it on the radio. That's the problem. We think someone just throws a name out at a coffee shop, now they're a candidate. Well, I mean,
most people
that
say
is not how the process works.
Most people,
right?
when they hear Ty say something about it, they think, okay, so that's not going to happen. There's like, okay, he said that he thinks it could happen.
But that's how this process goes. We just start throwing names. People just throw names out. Is Alex Golish at South Florida really a candidate for the job? Well, there's only a handful of people that can really answer that, but because it's being discussed on airwaves and message boards, well, by God, he's a candidate. Well, I don't know if he actually is or isn't.
You might also be waiting on just one domino to fall to start the chain reaction of all this carousel sort of starting up. And
nobody's hired anybody.
Yeah.
By the way, Hunter was at the game. I know we kind of wonder with him taking over the college football playoff committee chair.
Yeah, it's amazing. They actually have airplanes that go between Baton Rouge and Dallas and Fayetteville to Dallas. It's amazing that they have airplanes that will actually get him to the committee meeting when he needs to be there on Sunday. amazing.
All right, that is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. Christmas parties, I know they're coming up. Maybe you don't have a place to do yours. Go to cartpasssocial.com, click on the events tab. Christian and Nate have several different options. Gift cards, perfect for stocking stuffers this holiday season. It's BYOB at Cart Pass Social. You don't have to wear golf attire. You can come in relaxed and have some fun. 122 Grant Place in Lowell. Give Nate, give Christian a call, 479-487-3622. Again, go to cartpasssocial.com. You know what bothers me?
Tell me, Ty. What bothers you?
And listen, I don't want to make the mistake of saying that players and coaches and them don't care as much or more than the fans, but following the game when I see and the reason it bothers me is because I've heard Matt Jones talk about it. It's like seeing guys smile after a loss like that, whether it was support staff or players that didn't play. Now the majority of them are ticked off and hacked off, and I mean you could see Mike Washington and Caleb Wooden's demeanor on hitthatline.com or just go to Hit That Line Now app. They were not happy, nor was Bobby Petrino. I just wish everyone on that team felt that way.
You know what stood out to me when the clock struck zero? Anything stand out to you?
LSU sprinting over to get the boot.
Damn right. That's what stood out to me. LSU, you know, they would say, "Oh, that boot don't matter. I can't even find it." Tiger Bait called it. They got it in some janitor's closet. You know, I can tell you this: when that clock struck zero, that win meant something to those players. Getting to that boot meant something to those players. Don't kid yourself.
That game
that stood out to me probably as much as the goal line stand.
I watched the players take off because I remember when Joe Fouché and Greg Brooks and our guys did that back in 21, and it was basically the exact same thing. It's a big. I think.
I'm not saying it's the biggest deal going down there, but don't tell me it doesn't matter.
You think about how their season's gone. That gets LSU to bowl eligibility. You're exactly right. It means something, and not that game didn't mean something to Arkansas players and whatnot. And I think I think about a couple kids like Cam Settles, Little Rock Parkview, who got it and unfortunately slipped on that goal line play. Cordy Crutchfield, Pine Bluff, Arkansas, gets his first catch of the season, like a 26-yarder. And how about Austin Simmons, who's come on as Wyatt Simmons as of late. Harding Academy kid, son of a coach, gets that pump block with Caleb Wooden, makes a few tackles. Petrino was talking about him after the game. I know that means something to them, but it means something to LSU, too.
LSU still has a chance to win 9 games, guys. They just picked up 6. They get Western Kentucky, it'll be 7. I don't know if they can beat Oklahoma in the season finale, but if they did, that would be 8. They go to a bowl game and a chance to win 9 games in a year they fired a coach.
Yeah. Frankly, you see this sometimes with interims.
I don't know.
Because I
don't think they'll do that because I don't think they'll beat OU. But they could still get to 8 wins in what most down there would define as a horrific season.
And another just a heartbreaking loss for Arkansas in this series. Now, I think 5 of the last 6 have been decided by 3 points or less.
Yeah. Still think they're the best 2-8 team in the country.
I was talking to my buddy Trey Dar, Pig Trail Nation, after the game. When is the last time Arkansas has given up 4 double-digit leads in a season and lost all of them? He said that, and I was thinking about it. It's like not leads, double-digit leads in a season.
They still have a plus point differential on the season, too.
Hey, Mock Legal Solutions has a location in Sallisaw, Oklahoma, and home base in Fort Smith, licensed in both Arkansas and Oklahoma to take care of any legal need or challenge you have in front of you. If it's a criminal matter, Jackie has got the experience with over 13 years of experience to help you through any criminal matter, whether it's a DUI, DWI, or maybe you've been falsely accused of something you didn't do, or hey, maybe it's something you did and you need some help navigating what would be the best plea agreement. Jackie's there for you. 479-769-1505, 769-1505, or mocklegalsolutions.com.
Hog fans, this is Robert.
And this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth, and we want to introduce the newest member to the Mann family, Raleigh.
Hello, 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 and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Raleigh, you're not really new to the family or the Stadium Shop.
Yeah, I've been around a few years, and I can say it's awesome to be a part of the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store in Arkansas.
You mean the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
And thank goodness we are the largest because we've been receiving so much new stuff lately, like the new Nike jerseys and sideline apparel, as well as your favorite brands like Champion, Tommy Bahama, and Cutter and Buck, and just way too much stuff to mention here.
Hey, Raleigh, what state's famous for their small drinks?
Raleigh don't.
Matt, I gotta try. What state is famous for the smallest drinks?
Minnesota.
See, I told you.
Yeah, his dad jokes are so legendary.
Anyway, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next time you're in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or shop the Googleator Facegram interweb page.
Dad, it's called a website, and it's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Need a new fence but not ready to pay all at once? The Fence Man, serving Fort Smith for over 40 years, offers 18-month financing so you can secure your home or office now and pay over time. Free quotes, custom designs, and the expertise to accomplish what most can't. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the Morning Rush.
Winter has arrived, bringing frosty mornings, holiday travels, and unpredictable roads. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we've got you covered. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your vehicle for everything winter has in store. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser, this Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hungry for steak? TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is serving up the best hand-cut 14-ounce ribeyes, tender 8-ounce bacon wrap fillets, and massive loaded baked potatoes. It's the new steakhouse menu at TGI Fridays. And for football nights, Monday and Thursday, it's wings for just 50 cents each, all day long. Boneless or traditional with a 10-piece minimum. Bring the team, bring the fans. Big groups are welcome, and we're open till midnight on Friday and Saturday. TGI Fridays, steaks, wings, football, it's all here at TGI Fridays at 540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Why wait till Monday for your dental emergency? At Valley Urgent Dental, we know your pain cannot wait. Broken tooth, painful infections, sports injuries, we've got you covered. Dr. Kendall Roberts and Dr. Doug Terry are here when you need them most. Call them at 479-235-5655. Valley Urgent Dental is available on weekends when your regular dentist is closed. Valley Urgent Dental at 5505 Uper Lane behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith. Do not wait. Your smile deserves immediate care.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging, your Xerox authorized dealer in the River Valley. Xerox is more than just a brand, it's your ultimate business partner. Whether you need high-speed printers, powerful copiers, or seamless cloud solutions, Xerox has the tools to keep your business running smoothly and efficiently. And right now, for a limited time, we're offering a free Xerox color printer with the lease or purchase of many Xerox models. To learn more, call us at 783-6600 or visit us at dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, your partner in business success.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, chance of seeing some isolated showers and thunderstorms. Our high temperatures today will be right around the low 60s north, right around 70 south. Chance of seeing some showers and storms tonight. The overnight low will drop down in the upper 50s to low 60s. Sunny skies, upper 70s on Tuesday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grant Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. From the Bushlight Studios, this is ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
Are you sure this is legal? I don't know. It's fun though, isn't it?
It's deep for Arkansas. Razorbacks blocked it. They pick it up with the 15. That's going to be a touchdown. Touchdown, Arkansas. They blocked the punt. Van Buren gets the snap. Pressure coming, and he's not going to get away. The Hawks dump it. Going to throw the football downfield. Got a man open. Stretching to catch it is Crutchfield, and he makes the grab. He stepped out of bounds. They run it with Mike. He's got a hole, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. So the boot stays at Baton Rouge. The Tigers come from behind and win it. The clock strikes 0, and the Hawks have lost 8 in a row.
I mean, it's frustrating. You know, we went through summer, or we went through spring, went through summer, fall camp, and now, you know, we're at a point where we only have 2 wins, and week after week is 2 3-point losses. So, I mean, it's super frustrating.
We got to find a way to win. You know, we've had, like you said, different ways that we've lost games. And, these guys are not going to quit, though. They'll keep fighting.
Live from the Bushlight Studios with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. And produced by Colton Little, this is The Morning Rush.
I want to play out that last soundbite from Bobby Petrino saying these guys are not going to quit. I was talking with a former player about this after the game on Saturday, and he told me, it's like, I think that's it. I think they're going to let go of the rope after this game. You can only take so much turmoil. You can only take so much pain. And I don't know if I'm 100% agreeing with him, but I kind of think he might be right. Texas game this weekend. We'll hear from Petrino coming up, but it's at least a valid question to wonder after that, is that going to happen?
But which is it? Is it painful? Because you were talking about players laughing and smiling and not seemingly too distraught following the loss. So is it painful?
I think so.
I mean, you talk about all this pain, this emotional burden. Well, are they?
Still getting paid, right?
I think it's, again, let's go back to that point. When you look at, and I don't know if the whole team's supposed to act that way, but like for the starters and the main coaches.
First of all, you're not supposed to act anyway. It's supposed to be a genuine response.
Yeah. Okay. So it wasn't necessarily a ton of it following that loss at LSU, but I'd seen it at other points this season, being at these road games or being at the home games. I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't know if it's like the genuine response, but go back to what Matt said, like silent plane rides back home, and you just don't act a certain way after. Money, like you said, guys are still getting paid no matter what. I just don't know if that genuine feeling of we've got to get this fixed still exists, not just here in Fayetteville, but in college sports, because it's not a pay for play, or it's not a pay for win. You're getting paid no matter what. Now, obviously, you have more chance to make more money if the team's good and you're successful, but the whole idea is it's not pay for play. So that's something I've really thought about this season.
All right. That's where we begin in hour 2 here. It's 10:03 on a Hot Take Monday, brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. They can assist you in unwinding during Burton Pools and Spas De-Stress for Less event. Discover the world's best-selling hot tubs designed to melt away tension, ease the burden of a loss, and get those tired muscles and calm your mind. You can save up to $7,000 off right now. And Burton Pools and Spas also is now offering, anywhere that sells saunas, I do. Burton Pools and Spas, they sell Tylo saunas. Tylo. Tylo saunas, both traditional and infrared models that will bring the warmth and wellness of a spa retreat to your home for pure relaxation. The De-Stress for Less event is on now. Burton Pools and Spas, water for a better life. Fort Smith, Springdale, Hot Springs in Greenland, and online at burtonpools.com.
You know, we need to learn a little bit about that rivalry between Arkansas and Texas, so we'll revisit the past a little bit, make sure everybody understands how big of a game it is to all the Razorback fans and all the Razorback alumni. Make sure we get ready to play.
And I don't want you to think that same message wasn't stated prior to this LSU game. You could tell that game meant something to not just Arkansas, but LSU, as we were talking about following that game. Razorbacks are about a 10, would you say 10.5 point underdog.
Bet Saracen's got the game at 10.5.
On the Bet Saracen app. You're playing in Austin. I guess the last time you were down there was, 2008, and you got housed in Petrino's first year. I think that's the last time you played down there. Do you let is this it? You finally let go of the rope after a loss. Just looking back at the losses that they have sustained this season and how they've gone down.
You're still playing. I mean, if you're a player, and hey, when this season's over here, I am out of here. I'm hitting the portal. I'm putting my name in the portal. If that's your mindset, you still need to put as much good on tape as you can. I guess maybe the question is, you can talk about letting go of the rope. How many guys start playing for themselves and not the team? I don't know how that stands out in football as much as it would say basketball, but these guys that want to play elsewhere and make money elsewhere, or hey, if you even consider the thought Arkansas might be my only option, I need to make sure I secure a spot on this team next year and secure a paycheck for next year. I think there's a lot to play for a lot of people.
And that's been the message from Petrino consistently, really, since he had that opening press conference, I guess, that Monday following the departure of Sam Pittman and him being named as the interim head coach, is these guys having to play for, whether it's here in Fayetteville, elsewhere next season, draft. That's been the consistent message that he's brought up on all of this. 877-377-6963, Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Ryan in Hot Springs. Ryan, go ahead, man. You're on the Morning Rush.
Hey, good morning, guys. And that was crazy, too, is this game, it felt like this is as close as they've been to actually pulling the win off. Like Trey Biddy pointed out, getting a block punt astronomically increases your chance to win a game.
80%. You're 80% likely to. We looked it up. Unless Chat GPT's lying, you're 80%. You got an 80% chance of winning the game if you block a punt and score.
They just, it's like this has definitely not been the year of the hog, and it's just how close they were in this game, and I didn't want to believe it. Of course, I let them break my heart again. But the reason why I called too is I wanted to answer the question for my choices is Silverfield. Me and Ty's talked about this ad nauseum. I just love the way his players play for him. I wouldn't mind Golish either. And I'm not 100%. If they don't let go of the rope these next two games, I'm not 100% sure that Petrino's out. He may get an extension as the interim for next year so he can get who they actually want. And I'm not predicting that or anything like that, but you got to admit, look how far this defense has come since that loss against Notre Dame. It has gotten better and better every year. I know, or week after week. I know the offenses we've played hadn't been necessarily elite, but they have gotten better and better over the last week. And he's got to get some credit for that, I feel like.
Did you just say the offense has gotten better and better each week?
The defense.
Oh, the defense. Okay, I was make sure I would make sure I understood that. But this team, I still go back and I understand that. I think you're correct, Ryan. The defense has gotten better, but you were doomed from the start with this defense as far as any idea of having a season that met expectations.
Well, hold on. Let's address that. Ryan, appreciate the call. So Tennessee was 34 points. You gave up big numbers to Marcel Reed, two really highly potent offensive teams. Then you started playing the lesser offensive teams. How much of it is the defense getting better versus just the teams you played? LSU's not good offensively. Auburn's not good offensively. Mississippi State's okay. They're not
But has
elite.
the tackling gotten better as the season has went on? Or is it the point you're making? Well, it's easier to tackle players that aren't as good.
I think it's you watch the tackling against Tennessee and A&M versus the last 3 opponents I listed. I think it's more of the teams you played.
I won't fight you on that.
I could be proven wrong on that. I haven't diagnosed the film like Zach has or something. I think it's more of the teams you played.
He's a real film savant. Yeah.
That's
He
just
watches
that's my take. And I don't want to blame the defense for this loss. Defense held them to 2 touchdowns. Defense didn't lose you that game. The offense did. And Arkansas's defense was put in some poor situations. Yes, Miguel Mitchell and Julian Neal should have had interceptions in that game. But the offense, turnover on downs, fumble, and an interception. 10th or 2 or 1. He just threw 1 to Harold Perkins, right?
2 interceptions.
What was the I forget the other one.
Threw one to Harold Perkins where there were 4 guys around the one Arkansas jersey and then 1 in the corner of the end zone.
That's the end of the half. So 2 picks, and yet the defense only allows 23 points. That game's not on the defense. And again, they had chances to get off the field. They just weren't able to. All right, so go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I was going. What about the missed field goal?
Yeah,
now there's still 2 something and 2 and change, I think, on the clock at that point. I've got
2:45 left.
Do you have any faith if you do get that kick and you're up 2 that you got any chance to hold the other team, to hold LSU?
Got to stop MVP
scoring
on 3rd and 16, and he scrambles for 35 yards up the sideline.
Well, it was a 3rd and 10, I think, and then also that 2nd and 16 that you were talking about. But if you watched, so I was watching Starzik a couple times. That 4th and 5, which would have been a 52-yard field goal, Petrino elected to go for it, which they converted and they got it. Starzik looked like he was kind of mad that he didn't get called out there and whatever else. Okay, that's fine. He hasn't missed since Oxford. As a true freshman.
But now the game's on the line.
Game's
now
on the
you
line.
Could win the game,
yes,
potentially.
And you could have put the team up 2. And I know what Caleb Wooden said after the game, got to pick him up and everything else. But special teams, you can't blame the special teams because special teams got you a touchdown earlier in the game. But you got to find a way to put that through the uprights, and he just wasn't able to. All right, we didn't get a chance to do this in the initial hour of the show.
5:08 it says here that how much
time's left. So
48 yards. It's only attempt.
And LSU was able to bleed out the remaining 5 minutes. There wasn't a drive in between that Arkansas got back, right? I'm not misremembering that, am I? It was just
the final score of the game to make it 23-22 occurred with 7:53 to go. So correct.
Yeah, okay. That's because they were able to bleed
it. Now, LSU was moving the ball down the field and took that slide at the end to take knees.
What a heads-up play.
I have no doubt LSU with 5:08 probably would have scored, and we'd have had to go score again.
Yeah, what a heads-up play by that kid. I can't help but think it's like, man, Arkansas would run it in there and give LSU a chance, but that's just the differences of the
LSU
two
did run the final 5:08 out on 11 plays and went 55 yards.
All right, so
and 2 or 3 of those at the end were knees.
That's what happened in Fayetteville. There's some other stuff that happened in college football this weekend. Let's get into our opening drive this morning.
Trying to blitz. Simpson throws. Peyton Bowen. What a day for the Bowen brothers of the Oklahoma defense. Stockton on the move. And he'll run into the end zone. 1 on the ground to go with a career high 4 touchdown passes. Snap to Lacey. To his Ole Miss record.
Like, we're not surprised. We beat this team by 24 points last year. And I get it. They got a hell of a football team. There's not a team in the country playing better than these guys. But our guys didn't come in here just hoping to compete.
One more knee and it's over. Texas A&M completes the greatest comeback in school history. Trailing at halftime 30-3. They storm back, score the final 28 points, and knock off South Carolina.
This is the opening drive.
All right, so a lot of highlights blended in there in your opening drive. How about Oklahoma back-to-back against the Crimson Tide? You beat them. You just dragged them last year in Norman. And then John Mateer and company gets a 2-point win. Ty Simpson fumbles for a 5th straight game.
Dude, their defense is so good at Oklahoma.
Yeah, they can get to the quarterback, force a bunch of turnovers. Had the Alabama staffer after the game that refused to let Oklahoma players take pictures on the
second worst game day employee in the SEC this weekend.
Yeah, on the
I think I know who you have as number one.
on the middle of the field. But man, that I thought Bama would get it done, but now they're in a position they might not be in Atlanta anymore.
Who had the more heartbreaking weekend?
South Carolina.
Yes.
Over us, it wasn't even close. You're up 31 to what was it? 10
30 to 3 at
The
halftime.
27-point lead.
Yes.
And I heard Dari Noka say in a game update before that one was over, it was like 0 for 289 teams that led
It
by
was that
27.
bad. Oh,
something
my
like,
gosh.
wasn't that the number?
Mhm.
It was like 0 for
Over 200 games, yeah.
0 for, yeah. Of the first team to win, down 27 in the SEC.
Yeah. You got Beamer.
I can't believe someone did that before we did it.
Beamer is pumping. Yeah, Colton hates Shane Beamer. Beamer's
We
pumping
need
up the
Beamer
crowd.
to go to Virginia Tech today. James Franklin to
take
come to
that.
Arkansas. That's what we need today.
You kind of restart your clock a little bit if you do that when you jump schools, and he's probably going to get let go next year. I mean, they're not going to get better. Sellers is gone after this season. I don't expect South Carolina to jump back next year and have a positive swing into next season. But we were talking about the LSU-Arkansas comparison. South Carolina was thought to be like the dark horse, the darling of the SEC, and now they're 3-7 on the year. They still got Clemson to close out. Who they play before Clemson? They play Coastal. Go Chanticleers. Beat Shane Beamer. So that was a dreadful loss. Marcel Reed joked about having a terrible first half, but then they completed. Listen, I keep waiting for A&M to lose and they and choke, and they continue to do so. I will say this. I want you to think about this. A&M has not played a quality SEC team yet this year. I'm going to run through their schedule.
Okay.
Auburn, Mississippi State, Florida, us, LSU, Missouri, and South Carolina. That's the
four fired head coaches.
Yes, that's the bottom of the SEC this year.
Okay.
Let's
But
think.
They also played Notre Dame.
And they have one of the best, if not the best, non-conference win on the road this season. Auburn fired head coach. Mississippi State, I think, just one conference win against Arkansas. Florida fired head coach. Arkansas obviously fired head coach. LSU fired head coach. Missouri backup quarterback. South Carolina awful. Maybe Beamer gets fired. So A&M, while they were tested in South Bend, has not been tested through traditional powerhouses of the SEC.
Now, let me just argue the flip of that just a little. And we talked about this last week. Is this league got more parity, and is the bottom better than we think, or is the top not as good as we're thinking after Alabama loses to OU and A&M should have lost to South Carolina? Which is it? Is this conference deeper than it's been, and the bottom 4 or 5 teams really aren't that bad, as competitive as they've been, or is the top closer to the middle than we think? And, probably not going to know some of these answers till we get into the playoffs, but, the teams at the bottom, while they are losing and firing coaches, they're all those teams you listed, like Arkansas, like LSU, you go through Florida, they've had someone, you go through all these teams.
Or beat Texas earlier this year, yeah.
They're losing by single digits, field goals. I mean, we're living that life here ourselves. South Carolina, much the same. I mean, who's getting blown out in this league consistently? Nobody. So I don't know what that says. Is the teams like Arkansas and teams at the bottom better than we think, or the teams at the top not as good as we think?
Jimmy and Greenbrier here on the Loose Automotive Group hotline says both can be true. The bottom can be competitive, and the top can also be really good. Which I think when you think about
so you're saying we have more parity than we've ever had.
Ole Miss, yeah. When you add Texas,
but you've got a group of teams, and Arkansas's chief amongst them, that just doesn't have the killer instinct and finds the way to win.
Yeah, and
somebody has to lose the games.
Yeah, and this was
I think I read this. Half the teams lose every Saturday.
That's right.
Yeah. This was the whole thought from SEC
Hard to
fans
believe.
when talking about Texas and Oklahoma. You remember how Texas and Oklahoma sometimes would go through a season and they wouldn't lose a Big 12 game. They'd be undefeated at the tail end of the year, whatever it was. And our whole thought was give them an SEC schedule and see what happens. Well, we're seeing it unfold. Texas had 3 losses. Oklahoma has 2. Oklahoma still has to play LSU. Oklahoma still has to – what's their final game of the season? Where to go? Missouri, which, again, if they didn't have a backup quarterback, then that game would be more competitive. That's
Missouri and LSU.
That's just how it goes in this league. And It's very difficult. Was the whole point. And I know Texas made it in their initial year to the SEC championship game. But Arch has been a major disappointment, and now there's a realistic thought that they're not going to make the playoff this year.
Before we play Missouri, can we just name this guy the starter, not call him a backup? Mm-hmm. Backups kill Arkansas, right?
Yeah.
We don't need him to be tabbed as the backup.
4 straight. Really, it's been 6 if you want to include all the guys that have come in, but it's four realistic backups. Georgia pounds Texas by 25 at the onside kick. They've won 3 straight against Texas, and
Georgia's starting to round out a little bit into Georgia form.
Yep. Ole Miss beats Florida. I don't know if you caught this after the game, but you had the chant.
God, it's been a tough season for that young man. A tough off season with all the injuries he's had to work through.
Their highest attendance ever in Oxford history. They had over 68,000 people.
What were they chanting?
We want Lane.
Oh. Couldn't make it out.
Mm-hmm.
What did you? I don't think he's leaving.
You don't? Well,
listen to that.
There's a lot of talk about you for coaching searches right now. Do you anticipate being the head coach at Ole Miss next year?
Yeah, I think the last chapter thing makes me feel like I'm 80 years old, So I don't like being old, so I don't really like that part of the story that makes me feel like I'm on my last chapter. So I love what we're doing here. Today was awesome, and I don't talk about that stuff. And really, to even talk about it right now would be so disrespectful to our players and how well they played today. So, we got a lot of things going here, doing really well, and I love it here. So,
I know answer, but I think it's family that keeps him there.
Well, here's what I keep coming. I know money's a thing, and he likes being in the spotlight. But if you want to avoid these questions, just sign the extension.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Ole Miss fans are apprehensive.
What's the advantage for him to sign it now?
You get that distraction completely out of the way.
It's eradicated. It's done.
But if he's not distracted and his team's not distracted, then the only people distracted are the people asking the questions, right?
So you don't.
You close off your options when you sign the extension.
But from your vantage point and what you
I still think he's going to end up at Ole Miss next year because I think in the end, now the one thing what's Lane love to do in his free time?
Troll.
No, well, troll for fish in the Gulf of America or in the ocean. He loves to fish.
With his ex. Oh, fish.
He loves to be near the water.
Joey Freshwater, baby.
Oxford's not near the water. That'd be the only thing that he can say. Well, but I just think because of the way he's brought the family kind of back together around him, man, it just feels safe and right. I mean, I just wonder how his mind and more importantly, the ladies in his life, his daughters and Layla being back, do you want to go through another move and another start somewhere else when you're just trying to get comfortable with getting the, really kind of get your house back in order and the passing of your father and all those. I mean, only he can answer that. Mm-hmm. But I can just think as a guy that's about the same age as him, that's kind of where my mind would be on this. Life's pretty good, and I got plenty of money here. And if I can win 9 games, 10 games pretty regular, they're not firing me in Oxford.
If I was him, I think I've changed my stance on this. I would stay at Ole Miss. I wouldn't go to LSU. I wouldn't go to Florida. I think the landscape of college football has changed. Your support is going to continuously be at an all-time high. You've lost 1 game this season. You've got 2 games remaining, or 1 game. They got to bye before they play State.
Well,
they're playoff bound.
I think there's only one job he leaves Ole Miss for.
I said the NFL. Or you still think it's Alabama?
It's Alabama. I think he lays in wait. It's only a matter of time. It may be a couple, 3 more years, and that's okay. I think he talks about the final chapter there in that soundbite we played. I think the final chapter is back to Tuscaloosa. It's win a few national titles, make Daddy Nick happy, and and life is good.
Life's good.
That's what I think happened. So, hey, hay season's over, but there's no time to waste and no time for equipment that can't keep up. You need gear that will work as hard as you do next year, and that's why farmers trust WT Equipment and Vermeer Forage Tools. mowers and balers and everything in between. Vermeer Equipment is built tough to perform in the field, and it's backed by the support you can count on at WT Equipment. 7 locations to serve you: Berryville, Springdale, Searcy, McGehee, Jonesboro, Pocahontas, and in Rayville, Louisiana. There's always going to be a WT Equipment nearby. So if you need to get the job done and done right, stop by WT Equipment today. Find them online at WTEquip.com. Vermeer, because your hay doesn't wait.
More thoughts on Arkansas falling to LSU 23-22 this weekend. We'll also get into the Razorbacks winning by 4 against the Sanford Bulldogs last Friday night, plus a few other things as we keep it rolling here on a Hot Take Monday on the Morning Rush.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Wise man once told me there's no such thing as a bad one, so we'll take it. There's a bad loss. I never heard of a bad win, so we'll take it.
This is the Morning Rush.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your winter with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. Cozy up to the goodness of the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon raisin biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Top CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
At Wave Rural Connect, our mission is to improve the quality of life in our communities. Across the River Valley of Arkansas and Oklahoma, residents and businesses are experiencing the difference of our high-speed internet. Wave Rural Connect Internet provides a reliable residential connection for streaming, gaming, remote work, and homeschooling. Our business solutions provide the speed, stability, and security that you need, whether you're a mom-and-pop flower shop or large business. Check availability online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372.
Have you had Cheerwine yet? The cherry flavored soda has had people coming back since 1917. This is RD with Platinum Distributing. We help bring Cheerwine to the River Valley for you to try. Nothing goes with food like Cheerwine. Burgers, barbecue, pizza, you name it. Okay, now we're hungry and thirsty. Cheerwine is a one-of-a-kind soft drink with a unique cherry taste that has been delighting Southerners for more than a century. Pick up Cheerwine at your local Jam Mart, Harps, and other fine establishments. Cheerwine, uniquely Southern since 1917.
Want pavement protection that goes the distance? Seal-Tite of Oklahoma now offers Rhino-Tite Premium Asphalt Emulsified Sealant, the next level in driveway and parking lot care. Healthier for the environment, Rhino-Tite delivers superior defense against weather, UV rays, and wear and tear. With its high solids content, you'll get a smoother, stronger, longer-lasting driving surface. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a contractor buying in bulk, Seal-Tite has the products and support you need. Visit SealTiteOklahoma.com today and protect your pavement with Rhino-Tite.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
When a business has been around more than 65 years, you know they're doing something right. Hey, Ty Richardson for Johnny's Transmission. They've been trusted in Fort Smith and the River Valley since 1959. Located at 1212 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, they strive to make every customer's experience outstanding and want your vehicle to be in the best condition for the road ahead. Check out their website, johnnystransmissionfs.com, and find them on Facebook. Johnny's Transmission, family owned and operated since 1959.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight.
We're about the toughest there is.
Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hawks have finally held the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
And here's Alyssa with Coach Petrino.
Coach, you were frustrated after the end of that offensive drive.
Bad for our players. We come down here, we got a chance to score a touchdown. They don't make the call.
What are you going to say to your team at the half?
We're going to go fight. We're going to keep fighting, all right? We'll have to play everybody.
Taylor?
Those were the two shorted interviews. So that was on TV. This was on radio.
Thoughts on the first half?
We're playing hard. We're competing hard. We got to be able to have a chance.
All right, short and sweet.
Tommy had combined 22 seconds between the
he was pissed.
the TV.
He wanted that
And
pass interference call.
He spent the last 30 seconds of game time.
You were
screaming at the refs with his headset off.
Weren't you having to, like, when we initially talked about this, when people were texting you and you were having to verify what you said initially on the radio on the PI call? When I heard you doing the voice text earlier.
Oh, no, that was a whole different thing.
Okay. I thought that was what it was. But you don't think that should have been a PI?
I asked you the question. I was listening to Chuck describe it. I was driving to a game I was working and listening to Chuck describe that play. And I asked you, was the defender playing the ball? Who has a right to the ball? Both players do.
Both guys, yeah.
Was the defender playing the ball? Was his head turned? Those are the questions I have.
And there's no way to justify whether my reasoning is right or not. I just personally think if it's in the other end zone and LSU's driving, it's a PI. Arkansas is not going to get the benefit of that call. And I think to Matt's point in Hog Reaction, which Colton
what do you
spoke
base
over
that on?
Earlier, the 20+ years I've been watching SEC football. I think there was a miscommunication on the route. Petrino didn't necessarily go into that in the post game or with Tara there. But I do think Talon and Omega weren't on the same page, which did not help the situation as we fall, which was
a bad throw, too.
A crucial play in that game, which helped me on this. LSU goes down and kicks a field goal, and it goes up, 16-14, I think, in that point. You lose by 1. So it ended up being one of the reasons that you lost.
And you assume that you'd have still scored. I mean, that's the other thing. You assume if you've gotten the flag, they don't give you the point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You still got to go score.
And based on their four downs inside the 10 that they weren't able to score.
Because if Mr. Rules expert over here and know that, hey, it's PI on one end, not on the other, if the foul occurs in the end zone, where does the ball get placed?
It's a half-yard line, right?
The 2-yard line.
2-yard line, okay. And I don't pretend to be an expert. It's just God. And I think most Arkansas fans, whether they're listening or just in general, like Bond, HR.
Every fan base says that. Even Alabama's fan base says that. So
saw Bama fans complain at the end of the game where they felt like that there was a pass interference and it was just a good play by Oklahoma at the tail. That was I don't know. I thought Bama would get that. I think we both said that Bama by double digits in that one. That had to have been
shocked.
Notre Dame, I know.
And Brandon from the Fence Man said Oklahoma and Oklahoma wins straight up. He nailed it.
Yeah, he got it right. So we'll run that back.
And the way that game started out, you thought, well, Alabama's going to do what Alabama does, and Oklahoma just fist fought them all the way to the end.
It was 10-0 OU, right? Mm-hmm. And then Bama came back.
When it 14-10, they kind of came back, and then it went the other direction.
Tell you what, that was a surprising outcome, as was what Georgia did to Texas.
A lot of these kids nowadays, they want to check. They don't want physicality. And if you have the check and no physicality, you end up with nothing. So we're not just getting checks at our place. We're hitting people.
That sounds like a direct shot to Texas's reported $40 million roster, which got trounced on Saturday. I know I have questions about. I know Texas still has an outside shot at the college football playoff. They need Oklahoma to lose one of these next few games. They need Vanderbilt to lose one of these next few games because they've beaten both the Commodores and the Sooners.
And they can't stumble against Arkansas.
Yeah, I let me give Texas this. You go schedule Ohio State. on the road, number one team in the country. You lose by a touchdown. That's going to be Sark's argument leading up to this, especially if they close out with the win against Texas A&M. It's like, we went to Columbus, to the Horseshoe, and played maybe the best team in college football and lost by a touchdown. And that's the whole argument that SEC coaches and ADs are going to make. It's like, why do we schedule these tough non-conference games? Let's schedule a bad Power 4 team. And I know money, I know that, but how much money could be lost for Texas if they miss out on the playoff this year? If I'm Sark and I'm I'm ticked.
In theory, it all goes in the pot and it's distributed evenly. So I don't know that it costs Texas a bunch of money. Now, hosting a game, but your point is you want to be there because it costs you in many other ways, from fundraising to ticket sales to on and on. But you go win a national title, you can go up on everything. The prices can go up on everything if you can even just play for a national title. But in the end, you made a point earlier. Everybody always said, well, if Texas or OU or whoever the hot team was, it was Oklahoma more than Texas in the Big 12. If they had an SEC schedule, they'd lose a couple, 3 games. Well, now they've got an SEC schedule, and they're losing a couple, 3 SEC games. So, that's kind of where it's at right now. But for Texas to have any shot, they've got to beat A&M at the end.
Which would be the biggest win of college football this season. It would supersede any college football win if A&M, which is playing Samford this weekend, so they're going to be 11-0, and it would be the most Texas A&M game ever, because most of the time the Longhorns do beat the Aggies in games of consequence if they get that win.
All right, that's your SEC update. It's brought to you by Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app. The push for the playoffs, whether it's college football or the NFL, is here. Looking for division winners with the big boys and looking for playoff seeding with college football. There's no better time to download the Oaklawn Sports app in the Apple app or Google Play Store. Right now, new customers can earn up to $1,000 in bonus bets. Once you deposit, you're automatically in this promotion. You get a second chance on each of your first 10 days for the first bet of the day, up to $100 in bonus bets. So that first bet doesn't work out, they're going to bonus you one up to $100 each of the first 10 days. So download the Oaklawn Sports app. Check out all the details, the 10% profit boost for new and existing customers on 3-leg qualifying parlays, futures, outright winners, spreads, totals. It's all there for you. And you can bet on basketball, football, hockey, golf, soccer, tennis, table tennis, and a whole lot more. Tennis, it's all there for you. It's the Oaklawn Sports app. Download it now in the Apple or Google Play Store. Arkansas's best sports betting app is Oaklawn Sports. Are you trying to grow the beard back in a little bit? I know you've come back with a little scruff again from Baton Rouge.
I didn't shave this weekend. Gonna try and keep it back.
I thought the whole point was you were going down there and meeting a lady that required
how'd that
you
go?
to have a clean-shaven face.
I think it went great.
Well, it must not have,
Based on
because you didn't shave. So,
you shave before the weekend and you just kind of let it go.
Look
after.
at him being told what to do. It's unbelievable. Hey, skip the razor. Grow for a reason. Join No Shave November with the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation and help raise awareness for men's health at Arkansas. You can sign up at you can sign up at arprostatecancer.org.
Let's go to Pocahontas, where Carrie is phoned in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Carrie, good morning.
Good morning. Hey, so 2 points here. I'd love to see Arkansas spoil it for Texas and just eliminate them completely and beat them. The other thing I was wondering about, and maybe it was the bye week and I actually went and did my real job, but what's happened to Braylon Russell on those goal line opportunities, red zone opportunities? I don't recall. Maybe I was too intoxicated and didn't see him out there, but I don't recall putting him out there.
No, you're right.
He wasn't. And we didn't get unless it was said on the television broadcast, and I was there and I listened to it this morning. I don't think Petrino gave a reason for him being out. I don't think he traveled with the team, if I remember that right.
All they said on the TV broadcast was that he didn't make the trip.
Yeah. So I don't know what the explanation is there, Kerry, to be honest.
Now, that's a big loss right there, I think. You get him in that red zone right there, and I think we punched the ball in.
100%. So I don't want to blast, and why am I blanking on the Parkview kid's name?
Cam Settles.
Cam Settles. A young kid, like opportunity, Arkansas kid. He slips and falls. How many times has Braylon, as you said, Kerry, in that fullback hybrid role, punched in this year? A lot. And so, to your point, I think if he's in there, Arkansas does score. You don't get stopped on the either next two plays or the next play. I forget which sequence Cam rushed the football in, and it's a different ball game. Also, I mean, there's so many things you could point to. It's 3rd and 5, and you give up like a 25-plus yard rushing touchdown when you're up 14-0. There's so many. This team just finds a way to loses games, and it's so frustrating for fans that watch it a different way each week. And unfortunately, that was another way they ended up falling on Saturday.
Yeah, I hate to see it. Appreciate you guys. Love the show.
Thanks, Kerry. Appreciate you calling. 877-377-6963. Any play during the course of that game? I feel like we've touched on most of them. Trying to go through my notes that we missed of importance.
Well, we talked about the missed field goal with 5:03. I still think if Arkansas, if Starzyk nails that field goal, I still have no faith that LSU doesn't go down and score.
Yeah.
And you look at how they
field
ended
goal.
the game. They ran out the 5:03 and slid to a stop to burn the clock.
Mm-hmm.
They could have easily scored another touchdown and tacked one on, but they didn't at the end. So I still think if he makes the field goal, that's not the difference in the ball game.
Here's one right before the field goal. 3rd and 5.
Okay.
Raylan out route, hits him in the hands, drops it.
Yep.
You complete that, maybe you go on to score. There's no guarantee based on what you've done with some turnovers earlier in the game. And Raylan's been pretty sure-handed. Bobby Petrino's been really complimentary of him. He's played under Petrino before, and he's really expanded his role throughout this season. But you catch that, and we're talking about maybe something different this morning.
I don't disagree. I mean, there was another play, and I forget. It's kind of it was an RPO as a rollout, and Talon pulls and has a wide open receiver who had a drop in the first half. That should have been a score. So you had another
C.J.
play.
Brown.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He missed him long, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That was.
Then there was another one where Talon missed the throw or missed the wide open receiver and ran with the ball. So I was listening to Quinn point some of those things out that those are reads and those are things that when you're down to losing the way Arkansas has, it's one or two plays here and there that make the difference. So. Colt, you got something over there?
Yeah, just wanted to clarify real quick that Braylon Russell was listed as out on the game day report at 10:15 on Saturday, but that's the only thing we have on him.
I don't think I'd have to go look at Friday nights because I don't remember that being, but I don't remember him being listed on Wednesday or Thursday night. But yeah, there's nothing been expanded. Maybe we'll hear Petrino will be with his usual press conference today at 12 o'clock. Maybe we'll get an update for him that you can listen to on halftime later on today.
All right, that's our SEC update. Some more conversation here this morning. We're brought to you by Gaston's White River Resort. 870-431-5202 is their number. It's a great time of the year to be out on the river. And listen, we had temperatures. I don't know if it's warmer here or Baton Rouge on Saturday. I mean, we were bumping 80 and 80 plus in parts of
About
our
the
state.
same BR, yeah.
It was listen to him like he's a local in the BR. Listen to this.
I just like Baton
in
Rouge.
The BR,
Just like Baton Rouge.
Anyway, we'll take you down there and feed you to the alligators. Yeah. But hey, great time to be on the White River. Fall foliage. We had a bunch of wind. I don't know how y'all's yards look, but I got leaves everywhere. Even though we've blown them and tried to pile them up. I mean, but the leaves are just gorgeous on the drive. And I was watching some video at the Facebook page for Gaston's on the river. It's just wonderful right now, the view. Plus, you can do some great fishing. Their experienced guides will take care of all the details. If you've heard about some changes in regulations, it's not going to stop you from fishing and enjoying the catch of a trophy brown or rainbow right now at Gaston's. 870-431-5202. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
Text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, home of the Lewis Guarantee.
So many plays in that fourth quarter could have ended up being a winner.
This is the Morning Rush.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch, Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Freshen up your golf game at the Golf Nut. We've got the latest apparel and head covers from Pins and Aces, plus new shirts and shorts from Red Vanley. Ghost golf bags are here in Sunday bag, carry, and card 14 styles. Zero torque putters are the hottest thing on the greens. Check out our models from TaylorMade, Lab Golf, and Odyssey. For precision on every shot, we've got rangefinders from Blue Tees and Bushnell. Visit the Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith. Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994.
Dozy Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Dozy Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
We're keeping Arkansas beautiful. Want to lend a hand? Don't be afraid to get them dirty. Every day, volunteers around the state are picking up litter, planting trees and wildflowers, recycling, and more. You know what these volunteers need most? Help. Volunteer today at KeepArkansasBeautiful.com. Learn more about all our programs. A message brought to you by the Keep Arkansas Beautiful Commission, this station, and the Arkansas Broadcasters Association.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Number you have ever reached.
The worldwide leader in sports.
It was her first call game with my wife, and we ended up on that field. We were in section 104.
Brother, you just turned the light bulb on. You got to go with somebody. At least I go with a winner.
Tommy, they're great.
You're listening to The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Patterson, 29-yard attempt for the win from the left hash. It is straight through. The Miami Dolphins win it in Madrid in overtime from 28. And Carolina. Santos puts it up and it's good. The comeback kid, Chicago Bears, do it again. He's already made 4 today. Lutz in the clutch. And the Broncos have won it.
4 game-winning kicks in the National Football League yesterday, including the last one with Will Lutz sending the Kansas City Chiefs back to Arrowhead with another loss, now 5-5 on the season. A big divisional win for the Denver Broncos. And Guys, I'm going to be honest. When Bo Nix got drafted, I was laughing at Sean Payton. I thought this was one of the dumber selections I had seen in recent years, and evidently he knew what he was doing based on his progression. Usually you have a sophomore slump. It's not happened with Denver this year.
No, Nix is he's certainly been a difference maker and fun to watch. Did you see Shadura get in a little bit yesterday?
4 of 16, I think, in that. He's just he's dealt a terrible hand. Like, Browns are terrible. He's being thrust into a situation. It's a no-win for him. I did a lot of NFL things yesterday, but yeah, that was another one.
Hey, we're brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group. 479-587-3300 is the number for APAC and Standard Materials Group. If you need help with top-quality aggregates and ready-mix concrete at your job site, they are there. They can even help you plan every step of the job as well with their complete construction consultant services. 479-587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group.
All right, back to the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. State sales tax up to $1,500 this month. Kevin's in Rogers. Kevin, go ahead. Kevin was in Rogers. Kevin's usually a pretty reliable caller.
Hello,
all right,
Kevin.
we got our final segment here, so if you want to call in, 877-377-6963. Basketball-wise, you did get a 4-point victory this weekend. You'll play Winthrop tomorrow night, and then Jackson State on Friday prior to that Duke game this next Thursday on Thanksgiving, which should get really, really high ratings like last year did against Illinois. One of the things that stood out to me from Cal after the game, sounds like Isaiah Sealy is earning his trust a little bit.
I'm upset about the score because who did I want to play more? Isaiah. He looked good again. Isaiah may move into the 7-8 man rotation. I just got to get him on the floor.
Played about 2.5 minutes in this one. Cal did the typical, we won, but I've got some things to work on, Coach Peak. But that was, I would say, the most, what stood out to me the most in his press conference after the game.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, a win. He did get the win, and he put more value on the win. But if there's such a thing as a disappointing win, particularly if you had Arkansas minus 25, you were probably fairly disappointed in their performance. And I was of the mindset, I think we all picked Arkansas to win and cover on Friday. 25 was a lot. You thought with Trevin back, and this team would roll like they had earlier in the week, and they just didn't do it.
5 guys in double-digit figures. Still, you need more from your front court, particularly the center position. And Cal was honest about that.
The big guys, they gotta get more balls. You gotta be tougher. You gotta play through some bumps. You gotta play ahead defensively. But we'll get there.
Malik Ewan, Nick Pringle, that's who he's pointing at directly there.
Well, and you've got to end up in a place come January. And I know you got Duke, and I know you got Louisville, which is becoming even bigger after they beat Kentucky, and you got Houston. You got those games that are going to maybe set expectations for conference play, but it really matters what you do starting in January and February. You can't come out of the gate slow in SEC play.
Yeah, if you could just split the big major non-cons, you're already 0-1 with Michigan State. You could go.
You need to win one against Louisville. It's on your home floor.
Yeah,
you need to win on your home
floor. Beat
floor.
Louisville and then pick the Duke or Houston. I think most of us would rather beat Duke just because it's Duke. But if you could have a 2-2 record in those games, that's big for your seeding, assuming you can have success.
You'll have a
SEC
bigger
play.
audience for the Duke game because it's Thanksgiving evening versus a Saturday in December 20th against Houston. So I think that's a bigger deal. Hey, want to remind you again, Beard Up Arkansas. It's No Shave November with the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation, helping men fight prostate cancer right here in Arkansas. Grow it, post it, and tag it with a hashtag #NoShaveAPCF. Join the challenge at arprostatecancer.org.
Nico Harrison, was that AI? Was he actually in attendance for that game? I guess he hasn't.
In the flesh, the man was there himself.
Former Dallas Mavericks GM, saw him with John Tyson. Big part of that win, Tommy. You go 17-22 from the line. They've done that a couple times this season. Cal credited Billy Richmond being a huge part of them getting it going in the second half. And We're going to see him as long as he continues to do things and fill up the stat sheet. We'll continue to see him throughout the season. All right, that's going to do it for us here on a Hot Take Monday. Bud Light Morning Rush podcast going to be up. Hog Reaction, Matt Jones and Colton going to be up as well if you missed any of that from the weekend. I know there were some interesting takes following Arkansas's heartbreaking loss to LSU 23-22. Coming up, you'll hear from Matt Jones along with Phil Elson and Big C. Halftime for the next 3 hours, followed by Ruskin and Zach. For Tommy Kraft, Colton Little, I'm Ty Richardson. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. We're back tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Mega Millions jackpot